I'm a second-year Bonner with AmeriCorps.
And my name is Maricela Esparza. I go to the University of San Francisco, and I'm a course-based advocate for community engagement through the Leo McCarthy Center.
So, my own personal story. The first issue that got me thinking about social justice was gay rights. As a straight man, I'm an LGBTQ ally, and growing up with gay parents has taught me different ways to think about the world. As a child, I didn't think there was anything to our queer family. It just was. When I introduced my parents to my kindergarten teacher, I began, this is my mom, this is my dad, and this is my Katie. Let's say I just learned not to question love. I discovered, though, that it wasn't cool to tell kids my parents were queer. I experienced the prejudice that misunderstandings and arbitrary distinctions can bring. Having gay parents has been a wonderful thing, though. I've learned different ways to think about family. The difference is not bad, and that the world can change for the better. When I was growing up, my family and I, we participated in events to raise awareness of violence against women, the abuse of undocumented workers, animal rights, and a variety of other issues. I learned the value of community and my role within it. Now, today, as a former transfer student, my community has largely been community college students. And when I transferred to UC Berkeley, I founded the Berkeley City College Service Community. The program brings UC Berkeley students and Berkeley City College students together in civic engagement and leadership development with the theme of transferring. The current state of public education today is such that of the three levels, UCs, CSUs, and community colleges, the group with the most students receives the least amount of funding. Underfunded and understaffed student services make it difficult for students to engage. They're not given the opportunity for action with passion. My work with the BCC service community is to bring the myriad of resources and opportunities we have here at this institution to community colleges. Now, of course, I didn't expect to be a transfer student. I didn't even expect to be a community college student. It just happened that way. And the group of people that I found at Berkeley City College became my community. Author Maxine Hong Kingston once wrote, "Do the right thing by whoever crosses your path. Those incidental people are your people." Our conference theme this year is moving from passion to action. And I don't actually think that means enough for what we do already, because we are all already acting beings. That's how we got to be at these outstanding universities. In fact, being in this room today is a testament to your action. And I think that as we move throughout the conference today and take what we learn here back to our own universities, back to our own incidental people, let your passions transform your action. Indeed, that's how they become meaningful. Thank you.
Growing up in Oakland, I have always been aware of my parents' immigration status, but it had never been a problem. More than half the kids at my school had parents like mine who didn't have papers. However, all that began to change in 2005. Now it was a problem. The fact that my parents and many others like my parents didn't have papers termed them illegal aliens. There was raids and checkpoints at schools, workplaces, and restaurants. Families were being split apart. However, I wasn't too worried, because for years my mom had a lawyer who was supposedly helping her to become a legal resident of the United States. But on February 26, 2006, my mother was deported. I was so angry and afraid. Angry at what had happened, angry at the lawyer for failing us, and angry at the government for criminalizing my mother, putting her in jail, and deporting her without us even being able to say goodbye. My anger turned into fear. Fear for my father. Was that going to happen to him next? What about my brother and I? We were born in the United States. Our whole lives were here. Would our parents' birthplace determine the rest of our lives? This anger and fear motivated me into action. At first, I just began to listen to the news, and then I did research on the topic. Was there anything that I could do about it? Why was this happening? I, in turn, gave the issue over of immigration to a group at my school, and we participated in the May 1st March in 2006 to support immigration reform. I then became involved in community groups, such as East Bay Sanctuary Covenant, which is right across the street. I worked with immigrants who were seeking asylum in the United States. I also worked at Catholic Worker in Oakland, where I helped with ESL classes and distributed food to recent immigrants. Furthermore, I participated in interviews and publications that would be sent to Barbara Boxer. This helped me to see the role that research can play in politics and government. At USF, I was part of service learning through an ethics course where I participated in a union for hotel and restaurant workers who were mainly immigrants fighting for their rights in the workplace. All of these avenues only opened up after I became knowledgeable about the issue that I was passionate about. And I believe that that is the first step in moving from passion to action. It is not only important to know your passion, its effects, its history, but also to know the reasons why people may support or be opposed to the issue that you care about. Like Caleb said, just by being here today, we are already moving from passion to action. However, that is not enough. I challenge you to be open to those perspectives that may be hard to listen to because they are different from your own. I challenge you to become aware and to learn about issues that you haven't previously focused on. Because if you haven't noticed, many issues are connected because they have many of the same causes to the injustices we see and experience today. I leave you to think and to use the information that you are given today by the speakers and the workshops to identify what is your next step in moving from passion to action. Thank you. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker,